How do you see your KSDF? Enter that and F11. Okay, it is not showing the keys. Let me just go back and search for PS list and FOUR 4pm dot KSDS, right? 4pm dot KSDS dot index. If we find out over here, print. So I want to see the data inside it. What we will do? Print. Which command we will write?
IDs
Print IDS, then
forward slash
forward slash, then yeah, it is showing the same data. I don't know. Yeah, okay. At the end, records of process and 8043. In this line, you have 001, like that. It has shown some return code is 0. Conscious. So we will create an alternate index on it. So let me go like equal to 3.4 recent programs. So first what we will do to create an alternate index, and first what we will do? First we will create an AIX. Okay. So let us just check our document. Google also. Let me just put something. AIX in vsama, so that it will be easy to explain. Yeah. So for creation of an alternate index, you have to define an alternate index. Then you have to define the path. Then you have to build an index, right? So first, for defining an alternate index, you have to write define AIX, name of the AIX, relate to which file you want to relate, then the free space and the keys, okay, length and offset. You have an option called as non-unique key and unique key. So if you want a non-unique key, you can do non-unique key. If you want unique key, you will do unique. You also have the data component and the index component. So this is for the defining of your AIX. So let us write our AIX first as the space. Let me just search for. Okay. Nice. So S space AIX, we will write inside this double forward slash job one, job notified for some person UID, right? And after that, step one, exact PGM equal to ID camps, right? Double forward slash sys print dd sys out equal to star sys out dd sys out equal to sys in dd star. So we want to create an alternate index where in the data below. So let us write some data before in our KSDS. So let us write like start m.7, okay, and to edit and update the data and edit the vsama data. Now you have what like 4 p.m. at 4 p.m. dot KSDS, and over here you have, yeah, So we will write our new data, which we want to declare it as the phone number for the raw. I think the phone number of the raw will be like this from the fifth position, 15th position to the 25th position. We will write something. So this thing, copy it, copy, and paste it. Okay. So let me make minor changes. Let us go back and re-enter. So you can see these changes have been done. So from which position to which position we have? From the 15th position to 25th position, we have this, right? So now let me go back and create an alternate index. So what is the, uh, like what control statements you are going to write? Define AIX, then the name, then what? And AIX name you will create. What is that? 4 p.m. dot ksps dot AIX. You can give anything, but something which is readable is good, right? So this is your name. Okay. Then you will write something called as relate. Okay. Then after relate, what you want to do? Let me see over here. Relate to a vsam file. So we will just relate it to a vsam file. So what is our vsam file? opm.ksds brackets close. Inside the brackets you will write. Yes. No. After relate, what do you have? So what happens if we don't write the CISF number? We will see. Three space we will give, and then we will give our data and index. Three space data index. Three space is like uh, what? 10 space 10 data component, then the name, copy it, paste it, dot data, and index component name dot index, right? So I think over here we will close it. Now, yes, most of it is done. So let me just check the syntax. Okay. So what we did, a name, then alternate index. Let me put it over here and let me put this over here. Okay. So now name we have given AIX, so define AIX, then name, then 4.ksds.aix, then relate to something which is already there. So 4pm.ksds, okay. I did not give any CISZ number, okay. Then we will see whether it is taking its system default or not. Free space 10 comma 10, right? We have given some free space, okay. Then we have to give some keys. So after free space, let us give some keys. So EYS keys, then length. What is the length? The length is 10. And then what is the offset? So you can do 10 comma. What is the offset? From which position we wanted to start? From the 15th position. So what will you give your offset? If you give 0, it will start from the first one. So you will give your offset as 14. Okay. So let me just do a continuation over here. Yeah. So this is about your keys. Remove this base. So what else is there? You have some unique key. So you will write unique key and no upgrade. Right? I think you will add unique key, unique AEY key, no upgrade. Hmm. So yeah, I think most of it is done. So uh, so we have to close the braces over here also. Done. Now let us submit it. Max is equal. Okay. Let me maximize it and try to solve it. So we
10
will
comma
go to
10,
the
sir.
screen. Yeah. So let us see what is there. So what it is telling incorrect specification of the space allocation. Okay. Done.
Space keys.
Done.
Comma.
Okay. 10 comma 10. Right. Now we will submit. Still max is equal. So what it's telling incorrect specification of the space allocation. So what we need to change over here? Can you guys identify? It is
Only
telling
space
incorrect.
After
Sir,
AX is
instead of
before
comma.
iPhone,
Incorrect. What? What?
before iPhone, we can give
define
the space.
Before?
iPhone, sir, iPhone,
Huh.
can
This
give the
one.
space. So we can give the space before iPhone, I think.
Okay. Apart from that, you are trying. You tell that space is required before that. That is not the case. I can show you. But apart
sir,
from that, anyone? Yes.
sir. After define
Yes.
AX, you open the bracket, na sir.
Yes. We have opened the bracket.
That bracket is not closed.
So here with no upgrade, we have closed.
Uh,
Here no upgrade, we have closed it. That's it. Okay. So we have given space in front of all the dash. Again, the same issue. If you want to see, you can see. Yeah, incorrect specification of the space. So if there is, yeah. So anyone willing to solve this one, I'm happy to take help. So you can see CAZ number we have missed.
Maybe
We
we
did not
shouldn't give
use.
comma in the space parameter, sir.
We shouldn't give our free space parameter. You are telling.
Comma in keys, yes, sir.
Okay. CIZ number if we give. So we will. You want me to remove the free space parameter? Okay, done.
No, sir. In
Comma,
free
sir.
you
Remove
can
the comma in keys.
give comma, sir.
Huh?
10
In
comma
the
keys,
keys,
we remove the
fairness,
comma and free space also we cannot give the comma.
Only 10 space 10.
Only 10 space 10.
Space.
Okay.
Remove the comma.
In keys also, sir.
Yeah.
In keys
In
also.
the keys also, sir.
Yes. So the comma or space both will work. But still, you max is equal and you will see the same. Incorrect specification of the space allocation. What is the error? Nothing. In such cases, we will take help of our what? Our 3.2. Right? So we will go to vsam 4pm.aix and we are trying to define what an alternate index number 2, right? 4pm.aix and we are relating it to what? FOUR 4pm dot JSTS. Right. So yeah. So volumes we have given. Another things we won't give anything. Primary quantity. Yeah. So length we will give it as like a 10 and the offset as 14. Okay. And if we go back, let me check. Yeah. So we have something called no reuse and reuse, no unique, and all these things are there. So these are all the keywords which you neglect. It will keep the default. So free space percentage. Let me give it like a 10 enter. Now 4pm.aix. So let me enter. Define alternate index 4pm.aix, which is related to 4pm.ksds, the tracks. This thing we did not give. So tracks 1, 1. This thing we did not give. So let us put this in hold and go back and let us give the track. Right? So trk, then 1, 1 and continuation. Right. And now let us submit. Again, max is equal. So let us check what is it for. Required volume list has been omitted. So you give the volume name also. So let me insert volume in brackets S761. Yeah, this like this we will solve. So job one has been submitted. Then max is 0. Right? So you can take the screenshot also. Anyone. And now alternate index has been created. Is it? No. We have to follow two more steps. Right? So we have to just start recording because again if you start asking I did not understand
This
after few
conference
days.
will now be recorded.
Yeah. So this is your alternate index. So first you will define the alternate index and the name. Okay. 4pm ksds.aix. 4pm ksds.aix data and index. These components also you will give. So we did not give before. We did not give the track and the volume. So it showed that you have missed the space. Okay. Then it showed that volume has been missed. So these are your commands, control statements which you have to give in case you are building your alternate index. So what are the steps of building an alternate index? So you can see first you will define an alternate index which we have done right now. The next one is to define a path. So how will you define a path? So let us see what are the commands to use to define a path. So why you are defining a path, you can see define path is used to relate the alternate index to the base cluster. Okay, you have a base cluster which is 4pm.ksds. So it is used to relate it to the base cluster while defining path. Define path name of the alternate index, path entry of the alternate index. Okay, here you will write the path name, here you will write your AIX name. Okay, so yes. Okay, so this is there. Uh, dot server, dot server, and path. Let me create something called as path. So let me go back and refresh. So we have something called as path over. So in path, let me delete all of these, right? So let me write what? You will write a path and you will write the name of the path. So brackets the name and then you will write the name of. So what you will write 4pm.ksds.aix.path path. So this is your name of the path, right? And then you will write what? So you can see the syntax. Define path, name of the path, path entry, and your AIX name. Okay. So we have to give something called as define path. Over here, define define path, right? Then name of the path, right? After this, what was that? After the name of path, what we have to give? Path
Path
entry.
entry.
Yes. And then you will give your AIX name. So this is opm.ksds.aix. I think this was our path entry. So let us see whether path entry you have space in between. Yeah, path entry is continuous. So define path, name of the path, and then your path entry. So path entry we have done. So let's enter and let us just execute. Okay, exit. I am doing over here. Submit it. So path has been created. So if you want, you can take the screenshots of define path. So like this, you will define the path. So what was the first thing that you did? You created an alternate index. You defined an alternate index. The second thing that you did is that you have defined the path, right? Next, what you have to do? Next, what you have to do is
Build.
Build an alternate.
yes. So
Build
on
the
that
index.
path you will build. Yes. So you can see over here, define an alternate path, alternate index, define a path, and then so to build an index, you have certain conditions like this. BLD index in dataset the cluster name, out dataset the AIX name. Okay. So just go to build. I think I have written. Okay. So build index in dataset our KSDS name. So what is our KSDS name? So 4pm.ksds. So this is our KSDS name. Okay. And then after that, what do we have? Where is this bit? Yeah, out data set. So this is in data set. The input we are giving what? Our KSDF. And out data set we have our AIX name. So what do
AX
we have
name.
in our AIX? So 4 PM dot KSDF dot AIX. This is AIX. So now let us submit. you can see my axis is 0. Now, how do you see that your alternate index has been created, guys? How do you verify that your alternate index has been created? I want answer from you guys. How do you verify that okay, alternate index has been created? What are the ways of verifying? Any one of you? Yes.
By using
Yeah,
verify.
yes. My what? Am I audible, guys?
By using verify.
By using verify. Okay. If you use verify, what does it do? Verify just repairs any vsam. Okay. And examine you can use definitely. So another other than that,
Search in the base file, sir.
searching the base file. Okay. Where do you want me to? So I will go to 3.4 and I will do over here. What is the base file? Our 4 p.m.ksds. Yes. So here it is. You have everything. So you want to search over here. What do you want to search? How will you search? Okay. You have this AIX index. Yes.
Yes, sir.
If you see the information,
KSDS browsing also.
ESDS.
Browse the KSDS.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So that is one of the way. If you go m.7 and over here, if you are browsing your ASTS, which is what? What is the name? 4 p.m. dot ASTS. This you want to browse? Okay. So how do you verify that you have an alternate index? So here already you can see that there is, see, these are your keys. So it is not showing anything about your art.
AX will be, not AX.
AIX. So in the AIX, these are all keys from this position to this position. Uh, the length is 10. It is showing the length also. It has created it. But yeah, so using your browse means the ditto option, you can directly see this one. So I want to know, see, because I have written it properly 4pm.ksds.aix. Okay. I want to know that our 4pm.ksds has, let us say I gave some other name over here. I want to know how it is. Which one is your AIX? What is the name of it? Just based on the cluster. Then what will we do? Equal to 3.2 into vsam. Okay. Then 4pm.ksds. If you do, and you can see the list cat. So write it in your list cat. Morning only we have discussed. I was hoping that answer. So list cat, and if you want the information about the cluster, write it as a cluster, right? And all, then exact. Okay. So you can see that this is the data, this is the index, and this is your AIX. So understood? On this, you will understand where your list cat information, associations is shown. Is it clear? So list cat only will show you all of the things. On list cat also, you can use your examine command and you can return So in the ID camps, you have some return codes also. Okay, you can set the return codes. So when this is there, then you can do like set max CC equal to 7. So you can set your own max CC. Based on it, you can write your COBOL programs. Okay. So this is about your alternate index. So any doubts in this one, I'm open. You can ask please. There is Neeraja. Neeraja, are you there?
Can you please explain it
Yes,
one more time?
Okay. Pawan, you want me to explain it one more time? Which one? Which one you want me to explain? The list cat one or creating the AIX?
List cat.
Okay, list cat. So what you are doing, you are writing your list cat. List cat means it will show the list of informations, whatever you have. So just you can do it by your IDCAMS program also. If you have a tool like this one, so you can use this one also. So you will write like a cluster if you are doing or alternate index, whatever you want, you can do. So I want a cluster. I know the name of the cluster. I'm going to cluster. Okay. Then this is a cluster 4pm.psds. Yes.
Can you please go back? Show me the tool.
Yes. vsam utilities.
Okay.
Yeah. So over here, you will give your 3, which is your cluster, and over here, the name, history, volume, allocation, and all. So over here, if you want, you can give all and enter. So you can see list cat entry is 4 p.m. This is a cluster and all, right? So execute and enter. So you can see the list cat informations inside that you have something called as association, right? Inside this, you have something called as association. So here you will get all the data, right? Data of your 4pm KSDS data and this one and this one, like that you have. So this is about your list cat and vsam utility. So here you have your vsam utilities. Everywhere it is there in your mainframe. So yeah, 3.4, that is your destination. So like that you can do list cat and you can also do set max CC also. Those are your advanced topics. But yeah, getting inside, you will understand. So they will send you some sample programs over there. You will have. This is your This is the end of your resample. So in this, anyone has any doubts, you can ask anything you want me to repeat. Now itself is a good time because from tomorrow we are taking our DB2 sessions. We are starting our DB2. Is it clear, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir. This conference is no longer being recorded.
yes, sir.
Yeah. So this AIX part also, I will send you the video so that in case you forget. Because I'm not good with syntaxes, guys, I cannot. I just refer the syntax because in many places there is no requirement for syntax remembering and all those things. Many places you have only an automated tool. So by default, you have in IBM this one vsam utilities. You also have many automated tools. Yeah, it's good to remember, but again, in few days you will forget anyhow. So this is there. Next, we will see about your DB2. Okay. So so I think vsam is clear. So most of the people who were asking for vsam revision, JCL and vsam revision, are you guys satisfied? I have the list of people.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yes,
Sir, sir, you told that vsam and this JCL is completed.
yes.
Me we joined today itself, right?
Okay.
Okay. Then how? Like vsam and JCL.
Hmm. So I think you can continue with your next classes. I will do one thing. I will send you a JCL recorded session. You can
Okay.
listen to those, okay, and
Okay.
you can start because I think this vsam and JCL I have completed this a second time. So I think
Okay.
you can, yeah, I have the recorded sessions. I will send you. You
Okay.
message me once. I will send you the JCL and recorded session.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Any doubts are there, then you can ask. Or else you can, if you want the theory part, if you want, we can check it for the, like, if today only you have done, you can check it for the next batch. If it is starting, then you can attend. So it will be okay. So it's
Okay.
easy. I
Okay.
will send you the
Tomorrow
recorded.
onwards we'll start DB2, sir.
Yes, tomorrow onwards we will start DB2. So now I will give you a brief introduction about DB2. And
Okay.
tomorrow onwards we will start DB2. Right. So what is DB2, guys? What is DB2? Don't tell me the definition.
To
Don't tell
store
me the
data
definition.
in table format.
Yeah, you want to store some data. Okay. So to store some data, what all are the options that you have?
What are the
Files and tables.
options?
So you have some files and you have some tables. In both the format, you can store some data. So when you have files, one of the question is, when you have files, right? You have such as vsam file. Okay. Why do you want tables? When you already have your files, vsam files, why do you want tables? Because here also you can store the data. Okay, you can retrieve the data. Right, to morning you have written some COBOL program already, like Pawan has posted. Only he has posted. What about others assignment? So you have to complete it by today, and do not refer Pawan's program. Yes. So what was I telling? Yeah. When tables we have already the vsam files. What is the use of writing? What is the use of tables?
So that we can store the large volume of data.
Yeah, in vsam also we can store large volume.
Compared to vsam, it's a bit easier to use DB2.
Why is it easy? Why? So we should first know what is the requirement. Why are we learning all of these things? So I told you that already DB2 somewhere. So you are learning DB2. Suppose I want you all to understand how much of focus you have to give to your DB2. DB2, if you have given like for JCL and vsam, whatever I have taken, if you have given a focus to JCL and vsam like 100%, you have to give your focus to DB2 like 2000%. So that much focus you have to give because this is very important. JCL sometimes you might not use. Okay, JCL sometimes it is not used depending on the company. But DB2 in some form or the other, okay, the companies use. Okay, okay, depending on the budget. See, everything is depending on the budget of the company. Suppose if you are a small jewelry shop,